As this course progresses, we'll be creating multiple templates. Keep in mind that our index template is just the default template WordPress uses when there isn't a suitable template to be found. Our theme should be consistent, and so therefore our headers and footers should look the same. Our templates can get pretty big if we just copy and paste our header and footers. It'd also be a pain to have to edit each template every time we made a change to our header or our footer. Luckily, WordPress provides a solution by offering two functions for including our headers and footers. Let's create the required files first. First, we have to create a file called header.php in our themes folder. It's very important that you give our file this name, as this is the name WordPress will search for when trying to include your header. From the index template, let's cut everything from the doc tag to the closing nav tags and then paste it into the header file. Next, let's create a footer.php file. Just like before, we are forced to name it this by WordPress. From the index template, cut everything from the bottom of the file to opening tag of the footer tag. Then paste it into the footer file. Alright, now all we have to do is include our files. At the very top of the index template, call the function get_header. This function will look for a file called header.php and include it. At the very bottom of our file, call the function get_footer. Just like the header function, this function will look for a file called footer.php. Let's refresh our page and see if everything is working properly. If you see no errors, that means you did everything right. Before I wrap up this lecture, I want you to be aware we're not completely forced to name our files header.php and footer.php. Let's say we have a header called header v2.php and we want to use this header for post templates specifically. Well, all you have to do is pass in the name v2 and WordPress will then search for a file called header-v2.php. Don't worry about prepending the word header or appending the extension .php. WordPress takes care of this for you. This way you can actually have various headers. These same rules apply to the getFooter function. For this course, we'll only have one header and footer, so we don't need to pass in anything to these functions.